But for the next 5 years, it's a lot of fraud going on. Let's go, baby.
You heard it from the man himself, Lamar Jackson, staying in Baltimore. Our Sports Unlimited team standing by with details on the star quarterback's extension. At this hour, Baltimore City school leaders address failing test scores at nearly 24 schools. Fox 45 News presses for answers as Governor Wes Moore calls for more transparency. And a look into Baltimore's Stop Snitching culture, how lawmakers are paving the way for changes to the victim relocation program.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 6.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary Bubala. Ravens star quarterback Lamar Jackson here to stay, agreeing to a 5-year contract extension. We have team coverage on the deal, beginning with Morgan Atzett live in Owings Mills. Morgan, tell us more about what you're learning about this deal.
Guys, it's been 2 years in the making, as you know, and the past couple months got a little personal and messy at times, with Jackson asking for a trade request just 1 month ago. But all is good now. The Ravens have their MVP quarterback, and Lamar Jackson becomes the highest paid player in the NFL. This is a 5-year extension that will keep him in the Ravens uniform for his upcoming 6th season this year and throughout the 2027 season. So once again, this has been a long played journey that the Ravens have publicly said they never lost faith in that could happen, and that Jackson has always been their vision for QB1. And tonight we know he is, and for 5 more seasons. With reaction from the Ravens, particularly one that maybe got this deal done, Rocco DeSangro has more in studio.
You know, for the last few months, there's been a lot of he say, she say, a lot of nail biting, a lot of head scratching going on. But for the next 5 years, it's a lot of fraud going on. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go, man. Can't wait to get there. Can't wait to be there. Can't wait to light up M&T for the next 5 years, man. Let's get it.
So the agreed upon deal between Lamar and the Ravens, it sent the flock into an absolute frenzy. The reaction has been a lot of relief, excitement, and tweets from his teammates who kept saying Lamar would be back all year. And a new teammate, Morgan, touched on it, that potentially helped to get this deal done. Let's start with him. Odell Beckham Jr. doing it the Ravens way, rocking that shruz right there with the fingers crossed. Let's go to some more teammates. Rashad Bateman just putting the GOAT at LJ era. He knows what's up. Yes, sir. Let's go. Marcus Williams. I'm telling you what, his teammates wanted him to stay, thought he was going to stay. Marlon Humphrey, he's hilarious on Twitter. Y'all thought he was leaving, and all y'all Ravens fans that wanted EDC fired, where y'all at? Well, where are you at now? And then last but not this one, it's not from one of his teammates, but Ravens realm. Ravens, Lamar Jackson, agreed to terms on a contract extension. That's great. My personal favorite on this board, pay Lamar Jackson right here. Air suddenly smells fresher. Colors look more vibrant. My bad knee is now my good knee. Life is so good. And Mary, can you believe that there's a draft coming up tonight? Because I really can't.
Rocco, thank you. Well, we are just hours away from finding out some of Lamar Jackson's new teammates. Here's a live look at the stage in Kansas City via EarthCam as the NFL draft is less than 2 hours away. Ravens fans may, though, have to wait a while. The team has the 22nd pick. We will have team coverage with Morgan and Rocco again tonight at 10. Well, right now, we are following a city council hearing where Baltimore City school officials are facing questions about the 2022 MCAP result. It comes after a Project Baltimore investigation found troubling math scores at nearly 24 city schools. City School CEO Dr. Sonia Santalisa says the system is working to hire more math professionals.
So we are doubling down not only with increasing teacher leads, math leads, math coaches. We have ed associates that principals are hiring who are administrators, but administrators with math backgrounds, because what we realize is teachers need the in-classroom real-time support to be as proficient with the content and the teaching as we need to be.
Well, here's some questions we're hoping to have answered at tonight's meeting. What is your message to parents who have children attending one of these 23 schools? How concerned are you about the quality of education these students are receiving? Would you feel comfortable sending your child to one of these schools? And who do you hold accountable? Are the students at fault? Parents, teachers, principals, school administrators? It all stems from this. In February, our Project Baltimore team broke the story of 23 city schools where 0 students among those tested scored proficient on the state math exam. Among the 23 schools, 10 high schools, 8 elementary schools, 3 middle high schools, and 2 elementary middle schools. Exactly 2,000 students in total took the state math test at those schools, and not one could do math at grade level. Project Baltimore also reported on the Maryland State Department of Education changing the way it reports test scores. Much of the data now hidden, making it harder for parents and taxpayers to see how schools are performing. MSDE claims they're protecting student privacy because of learning challenges presented by COVID. Fox 45's Maxine Stryker asked Governor Moore about the redactions. Here's what he had to say.
Governor Moore, did you know that the State Department of Education was going to be redacting the test scores? Do you support that decision, especially when it comes to Baltimore City schools, many of which we know are doing very poorly? 23 schools had 0 students proficient in math.
The fact that there is not the level of coordination between the Department of Education and the governor's office is something that needs to be fixed. It's something that needs to be addressed, where it is an independent body. It's an independent structure. And while we respect that, we also understand that we've got to do better when it comes to being able to present accountable, transparent results in our public education system.
Well, the governor went on to say he believes in transparency and wants the scores put back online. As a violent April continues in Baltimore, some say many of the murders and shootings go unsolved because of a stop snitching culture. Well, now the governor's office is looking to help change that by making a critical change to the victim relocation program. Fox 45's Vincent Hill has more on the change and the funds available for Baltimore.
Yeah, that change all comes down to when a witness can be moved after a crime happens.
Hours after an arrest in the murder of 16-year-old Deontay Dorsey, killed in a mass shooting at the Edmondson Shopping Center.
One of the bullets went through the window, another hit the door.
Gunshots outside his family's home, a possible retaliation for the arrest of another juvenile.
People see it, but they say something. They don't want to be the next one blood spilled on Baltimore City.
Baltimore's stop snitching culture, top of mind in Annapolis. Governor Wes Moore's office looking to change when a witness can be moved.
Currently, the witness relocation policy throughout the state limits any type of relocation efforts until after an arrest.
Heather Amador with the governor's Victim Services Policy Office says the state is hoping to change that to keep more people safe.
Witness relocation to make sure that people can be relocated at the time of an incident and not wait for an arrest is critical.
Under the current program, Baltimore City already receives the most funding statewide.
$300,000 statewide and $2 million to Baltimore City.
But according to Amador, Baltimore has only used around $100,000. That funding handled by City State's Attorney Ivan Bates. Fox 45 sent the following questions to Bates's office. Of the $2 million, how does the state's attorney's office plan on using the money? With the change to the policy, do you think more people in Baltimore will come forward? How do you plan to take on the stop snitching culture in Baltimore City? We have yet to hear back. Meanwhile, former Baltimore Police Deputy Commissioner Jason Johnson,
I think there's a legitimate concern in the community about coming forward with information,
believes the policy adjustment could be a step in the right direction in curbing crime in Baltimore City.
Almost anything that can be done to make people either be more incentivized or feel better protected is a step in the right direction.
But those who see crime every day are not so sure a new change will solve an old problem.
People don't want to get killed. People mind their own business.
Now, this change would include witnesses to all crimes, not just homicide or drug offenses, in a hope to get more people to come forward. In Baltimore, Vincent Hill, Fox 45 News.
Next I'll get that out. Next weathermaker is going to be with us as we head through tonight into tomorrow. Notice a coastal flood watch now in effect for Anne Arundel County. That's primarily going to be, again, tidal flooding that we're going to see. Maybe some moderate tidal flooding right around the Annapolis area. City Dock parking lot, you know where that is. That gets flooding even when it's not a major system. And this one is coming in with a lot of rain and thunderstorms down in the south. It's moving north and east, and let's plan things out overnight into early tomorrow morning. I think it remains dry for the remainder of the PM commute. In fact, I know it remains dry through about midnight tonight, but by about, say, 3, 4 in the morning, that will change. Showers moving in from about the D.C. Beltway first by 6 a.m. here in Baltimore, and then on and off heavy rain by lunchtime tomorrow. I'm going to let you know how much you're going to see, how long it lasts, and how it could impact your weekend plans. That's in my Weather Authority forecast.
Jonathan, thank you. We'll take a look at this. After extinguishing a fire in Baltimore City, firefighters went above and beyond to track down and return a dog who had escaped during the fire. The pup was given special treatment, some belly rubs, and a fire truck ride back home to be reunited with his owner, who I'm sure is so very happy. Fantastic. Well, coming up, the woman whose accusations led to the lynching of Emmett Till has died. Next, a look at Till's story and the impact it had on the Black community.
Now, a Fox 45 News Alert in 3, 2, 1.
We're following some breaking news right now. The White House, or the woman whose accusation, the white woman whose accusation led to the 1955 lynching of a black teen, Emmett Till, has died. A coroner's office confirmed today that Carolyn Brandt Donham died 2 days ago in the state of Louisiana. She was 88 years of age. Emmett Till was only 14 when a 20-year-old Donham accused him of whistling at her. Evidence indicate that Donham identified Till to her then husband and his half-brother who killed the teen. A jury acquitted both men of the killing, but they later confessed to it in a magazine interview. Emmett Till's death is often considered to be the catalyst of the civil rights movement after his mother insisted on an open casket funeral to show her son's body brutalized. Mary?
God, thank you. Well, trending today, Montana lawmaker Zoe Zephyr is speaking out just one day after being banned from the House floor. Zephyr, who identifies as a transgender woman, was exiled following a week-long battle with Montana House Republicans. Leaders had not allowed Zephyr to speak during debates after she said colleagues who voted to ban gender-affirming care for youth would have blood on their hands. Zephyr says she stands by her actions and she knows the trans community will continue to support her.
I left yesterday with my head held high, knowing I had made a moral and right choice. I know my community inside and out. I walked through it every day for years prior to my election, and they elected me to speak on their behalf and to fight the hard fights, which is what I did, and they're proud of me for doing so.
Zephyr did head into work today, setting up her computer just outside the main chamber of the House. Multiple lawmakers asked her to leave, but she refused. And making headlines, the Massachusetts Air National Guardsman accused of taking highly classified intel documents appearing in court today. The judge saying he would not yet issue a ruling on whether Jack Teixeira will remain in jail while he awaits trial. Prosecutors are arguing Teixeira will either flee or obstruct the investigation if he's released. Teixeira's lawyers say he should be released into the custody of his father telling the judge that he would not hesitate to report his son to the court if he were to flee. Well, the leak stunned some in the intelligence community, but gamers leaking information is becoming more common. The National Desk's Angela Brown looking into previous leaks.
The fallout from the Pentagon leak is igniting calls to clamp down on who has access to classified information. Senator Mark Warren on the Intelligence Committee says a lot of things have gone wrong.
We then have a universe of over 4 million Americans who have a various level of either secret or top secret or higher clearances. So this has been a problem we've known for some time.
Long-standing standards now colliding with a new world filled with gamers looking to one-up or even impress. Some willing to sacrifice classified documents to do it. Jennifer Goldbeck is a professor of information studies at the University of Maryland.
The core issue is a social one. You know, you want to show off to your friends and get support from them, and Discord is where that's happening now.
Gamers leaking military documents is becoming more common. Axios reporting since 2021, War Thunder fans posted classified or restricted information related to British, French, and Chinese weapon systems. In January, this report revealing confidential information relating to the American F-16 fighter jet also posted on a War Thunder forum. Goldbeck says the leaks will keep flowing, partly due to the strong social reward.
Kind of show off, to get clout, to get people to cheer for what you're doing. And a lot of that comes from being a little bit subversive, showing off special knowledge that you have.
In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
All right, on the Fox Triplecast, the next weather makers moving toward us, although we've got some partial sunshine in both the Mile 1000 cam and the Toyota Asian Harbor Sky Cam. That next system, there it is, that next weather maker down to our south and west across southern and western Virginia and all the way down into portions of the Carolinas. We also have the potential of some coastal flooding with this, too. Anne Arundel County under a coastal flood watch. Actually, it's a coastal flood advisory during the day tomorrow into tomorrow evening, then tomorrow night into early Saturday. There is a coastal flood watch for the potential of some minor to maybe even moderate coastal flooding that could occur there with that easterly wind that's going to pick up, and that could affect places like the City Dock parking lot, the Naval Academy as well. Then there's the actual system. Look at all this rain, thunderstorms, a big mess. Major weather maker here, major system with severe weather, the whole gamut. That is all moving north and east. Nice weather today. Even tonight's going to be okay, but then things fall apart. There's that rain, and we need some rain. We are in a moderate drought. We have been for a little while now, as it really seems like all the rain has only been falling on the weekends. We've only had one dry weekend during April, and then outside of that, the only measurable rain, there was one day during the week that it fell sometime early April, and that's it. So we need some rain. We're running over an inch below average, and it looks like that on and off rain Heavy at times is going to develop for tomorrow, especially midday afternoon commute. That system then dissipates by early Saturday, but notice there's more coming in from the west. That'll get here for Sunday. So 65 right now, mostly cloudy skies, winds out of the east at about 9 miles an hour. Our humidity at 65%. Beautiful look on the Mile 1 task camp. Traffic's moving by just fine. Temperatures under some clouds, a little bit more sunshine the farther south you get, are in the 60s to right around 70. And this is going to be the last of the nice weather for a few days, unfortunately. And this means as we head into the weekend, you're going to have some indoor plans ready. Take a look at the future scan. Heading into the overnight hours, the clouds will thicken. There's your rain getting down towards the district at about 4:30 a.m. Some sprinkles and light showers moving in by about 8 a.m. here in Baltimore and points north and east. And that becomes heavier by about lunchtime tomorrow, and even heavier yet, perhaps, as you're getting kids from school, after-school activities, and on into tomorrow evening's commute. Could see several inches of rain by the time this part of the system is done early on Saturday. There you go, 1 to maybe 3+ inches in that area in yellow and orange, right up and down the 95 corridor. So really going to be a harrowing, I think, afternoon commute tomorrow. Becoming cloudy tonight, maybe some light rain late, 52, 59 tomorrow. Umbrellas out. I'm going to let you know how long the rain lasts and what comes beyond it into next week. My exclusive 10-day forecast.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Signs of winter can still be found in many parts of our nation. In Rochester, New York, a thick frost covers the grass, while a dusting of snow covers the top of the Capulan volcano in New Mexico. Sun halos have been spotted in many places this week. They form as sunlight passes through ice crystals and thin cirrus clouds, refracting colors at slightly different angles.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
Hate-filled flyers containing transphobic, racist, and pornographic images placed on cars at 2 Washington state churches. Now leaders and congregants are trying to figure out who's behind this. Hannah Knowles from our Sinclair sister station in Seattle explains.
Who would do something like this?
For the second time this month, another church hit with inappropriate flyers.
It was a bunch of memes that were anti-trans, anti-anything good.
This is the flyer, which we blurred due to the content, that was left on cars at the Edmonds United Methodist Church on April 16th. This past Sunday, Holy Spirit Lutheran Church in Kirkland received what appears to be the same hateful message.
Doesn't surprise me. There's just a lot of nuts out there. And who knows why or who did it? I don't know. Not a clue.
In a statement from the Kirkland pastor, the church writes, worshipers discovered hateful flyers on their cars in the parking lot. We stand in solidarity with our LGBTQ+ siblings, as well as our Christian, Jewish, Muslim, and additional faith partners who experience violence and hatred on a regular basis.
It's kind of scary. We have a lot of older population, and it's scary for them. It's supposed to be a place of peace and, friendship with other people who are believing in a faith.
Exclusive 10-day forecast includes lots of rain for tomorrow. In fact, we've got a marginal flash flood risk, even though we're running about over an inch below average in terms of rainfall in the month. But it could come down fast and furious, so watch out for some puddling and ponding. That lasts into Friday night. Saturday, early showers, and then it's just kind of a moist day with some peaks of sun, perhaps. 66 p.m. storms arrive again on Sunday, and then it stays below average, unsettled into next week before finally a warm up and a dry out by next weekend.
Jonathan, thank you. Well, finally tonight, one Owings Mills school showing us their take on eco-friendly fashion. Take a look at this. The Goddard School of Owings Mills hosted its pre-K recycled fashion show. What cuties. Each student upcycled different items like grocery bags and cereal boxes to create some runway-ready pieces. They got to learn about recycling, going green, and how to preserve the world all around them, with some smiles on their faces as well. Well, that's all for Fox 45 News at 6. We'll have team coverage on Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, and the NFL Draft, all coming up tonight at 10. Please join us. Have a great night, and thanks for watching.